I was so negative to myself, and like Karen said, I was my own worst critic, and everything I did, I knocked myself for. I would never give myself praise. I was always so harsh on myself. And now I actually look at myself, and even to look in the mirror now, and this comes from one of Roisin's talks, I can look in the mirror and like, I used to have this thing where I'd look at myself and I'd critique myself from top to bottom. I'd critique myself, whereas now I can look in the mirror and like, I look at my legs and I'm like, I've done 3 half marathons. Those legs like carried me through 3 half marathons. I look at my body and I think I've gotten through 2 kickboxing fights. I've done photo shoots. I now look at myself in a positive way, whereas before I would have just been like, I would have looked in the mirror and I would have turned and looked away straight away. I wouldn't have even given myself a chance to look at myself in the mirror because I just didn't like what I saw. Whereas now I'm confident in myself, I'm happy in my clothes, and I suppose that's the biggest thing as well, because now I don't care what the number is on the scales. And I remember Tommy saying this before, it's not about the number on the scale. So before I actually step onto a scales now, when I check in every week with Matt, I think about how I feel before I step on, because the feelings that I feel is more than the number that's on the scales. If I feel good in my body or I feel good in my clothes, for me, that's the win. It's not the number on the scales, because the number on the scales doesn't reflect my feelings inside me or what my head is telling me.